Elimination Chamber 2018 took place in Las Vegas and is best remembered for one major milestone, the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match. From the start, WWE treated the match like a milestone. The video package introducing the competitors made the bout feel monumental. There was a real emphasis on the significance. This wasn't just another stipulation match, this was history being made. Alexa Bliss entered as the Raw Women's Champion, visibly unhappy with the situation. Her character work here was subtle but excellent. She wasn't the confident goddess, she was irritated, uncomfortable, and almost offended. The early dynamics were fascinating. Absolution, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose came in together, reinforcing Paige's faction's presence even without Paige wrestling. Sonya starting the match gave us a cool piece of trivia. She became the first woman to ever weaponize the chamber walls. That visual alone sold the brutality of the structure. Bayley's role early on was critical. Vegas was firmly behind her. The crowd energy helped elevate what essentially a handicap scenario. She fought through the numbers disadvantage, which made her dominance feel heroic rather than unrealistic. Sasha Banks enters, injected chaos speed. The match truly found the rhythm here. Bayley-Sasha interaction added layers of tension that would later define the finish. Meanwhile, eliminations felt meaningful rather than rushed. Mandy Rose tapping first established stakes. Mickie James' chamber climb gave the match one of few high-risk highlights. That dive from the pod was classic Mickie. Fearless, veteran, savvy, yet story quickly pivoted back to Alexa's survival instincts. And this is where Bliss' performance deserves praise. Rather than overpowering opponents, Alexa leaned fully into opportunism. Hiding in pods, refusing to engage, climbing to escape, everything reinforcing her character. She wasn't trying to prove dominance, she was trying to survive. The final stretch with Sasha worked because of the psychology, the near submissions, the pod teases, the exhaustion. All of it built Alexa's sudden, almost sneaky victory. It wasn't flashy, it was perfectly in character. Then came one of the most underrated moments of the night, Alexa's emotional promo afterward. She shifted vulnerability to smug within seconds. It was a masterclass in character manipulation. The speech about inspiring little girls quickly turned into a reminder that Alexa was still very much Alexa Bliss. Raw Tag Team Championship. Functional but forgettable. The Bar versus Titus Worldwide. Exactly what it needed to be. Short, efficient, and largely forgettable. Titus O'Neil's presence is almost surreal in hindsight. Many fans barely remember him as an active competitor by this point. Apollo Crews provided the match few exciting bursts with his athleticism, but the result was never in doubt. The Bar felt dominant, polished, and frankly operating on a different level. This was a classic mid-card championship booking. Serviceable, but never threatening to steal the show. Asuka versus Nia Jax. This match carried real intrigue thanks to Asuka's undefeated streak, which at the time felt untouchable. WWE framed her as an unstoppable force, yet Nia Jax's presence is an unbelievable physical threat. The match told a simple but efficient story. Asuka's speed and technique versus Nia's raw power. Nia's offense looked devastating, while Asuka's counters felt urgent and strategic. The finish. Asuka sneaking out the victory, protecting both women. Asuka survived, but Nia looked dangerous. The post-match assault reinforced Nia's monster aura, while adding vulnerability to Asuka's character. Alexa Bliss is backstage scouting the match and scouting her WrestleMania opponent. Bray Wyatt versus Woken Matt Hardy. Concept over execution. This match is remembered less for wrestling and more for crowd behavior. On paper, Bray Wyatt vs. Woken Matt Hardy had massive potential. In reality, the live audience simply did not care. Beach balls, waves, distractions, everything overshadowed the action. It's a reminder of how fragile certain gimmicks can be on the main roster. Hardy's broken/woken persona thrived in specific contexts, but the WWE presentation diluted some of its magic. Ironically, once the match reached its finish, the crowd briefly re-engaged. Hardy winning felt correct, but the belt itself remains a strange, almost uncomfortable viewing experience. Ronda Rousey's contract signing. Star power arrives. This segment carried enormous importance. Ronda Rousey's arrival represented WWE stepping into the mainstream. The crowd reaction was huge. Though Rousey's visible nerves added an unexpected human element, the tensions between Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Kurt Angle drove the drama. Angle's slip of the tongue created the segment turning point, and once Rousey snapped, the energy skyrocketed. Triple H being put through a table was a defining visual. Stephanie's slap was perfect heel arrogance. Rousey signing the contract felt like a beginning of a new era, rather than a simple storyline beat. Regardless of opinions on Rousey's later run, this moment mattered. Men's Elimination Chamber, the Braun Strowman Showcase. If the women's match was about history, the men's match was about Braun Strowman. The structure of the belt immediately felt different, starting with 3 competitors instead of 2. The unpredictability helped freshen up the formula. Once Strowman entered, the entire match transformed. His destruction of pods and competitors turned him into a walking spectacle. WWE presented him as nearly unstoppable, and the crowd absolutely loved it. Multiple finishers, aligned spots, near eliminations, nothing could keep Strowman down. He looked like the true star of the match, which is why the finish remains controversial. Roman Reigns winning made sense from a WrestleMania perspective, but the journey felt secondary to Braun's dominance. WWE attempted to balance this by having Strowman attack Roman post-match, yet it created tunnel whiplash. Braun looked like a monster, Roman looked like the chosen winner. The disconnect defined the fans' reactions. Elimination Chamber 2018 is now remembered as an all-time classic. It's uneven, occasionally messy, but undeniably important. The women's chamber match stands as the highlight, both historically and structurally. Alexa Bliss' performance remains one of the night's strongest elements. Braun Strowman's showcase elevated the men's match despite its debated ending. Other parts of the card feel like a connective tissue rather than an essential viewing. Yet, as a WrestleMania setup show and historically milestone, the event holds surprising value. Sometimes wrestling shows aren't defined by the perfection, they are defined by moments, and this night had several. And if you like this video, make sure to give me your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll check you out in the next video. Peace!